Is ego secretly ruining your marriage? Now I'm going to be showing you the shocking impact of ego in marriages. But before that, I welcome you back to BlissHills Relationship and Marital Hub, your go-to channel for practical relationship wisdom. Today, we are diving deep into a topic that silently ruins marriages: ego. Ego can show up in subtle ways like stubbornness, pride, defensiveness. The truth is this: its impact can be very, very shocking. Now, do you know that even couples who love each other deeply, like Romeo and Juliet, can struggle when ego dominates their communications, their decision making, and even their emotional connection? So in this video, we'll explore 10 shocking ways that ego affects marriages. Now, we're going to garnish it with real-life examples and actionable tips to overcome it. And by the end of this teaching, you will learn how to protect your marriage and nurture a stronger bond with your partner. Now, did you know that ego-driven conflicts are one of the top reasons that couples fight repeatedly? They are the top reasons why couples, feel emotionally disconnected or even consider divorce. Now, oftentimes, ego hides behind defensiveness. Like I said earlier on, it hides behind silence also. It hides behind pride, and thereby making it hard or difficult to notice or see it earlier until the damage is finally done. So stay with me, because understanding and managing ego is the key to building a marriage that grows stronger with time rather than breaking apart. So number one effect of ego is that ego blocks effective communication. I know in every marriage, effective communication is one of the best things that keeps couples together in marriage or in any union. So, but one thing that ego does is that it blocks this effective communication. You see, you must know that ego is a major barrier here. It's a major barrier to communication. You see, when pride takes over finally, conversation often becomes competition instead of opportunities for understanding. For example, one couple may insist, "I am right and you are wrong," while the other shuts down and feels unheard. I've got an example here for you. For example, a husband once ignored his wife's concerns about household budgeting because he feels that admitting fault would make him look weak or appear weak. Then weeks later, you see, this unresolved tension exploded into a huge argument. Now, the simple tip to go about it here is learn to approach disagreement with humility. You can use phrases like, "I feel like this and that." Or you can say, "Help me, I feel like this and that, and then help me to understand this and that." Yes. So the focus should be on resolution, not winning. This simple shift protects your relationship from ego-driven damages. Number two thing you must know about this ego is that ego fuels unnecessary conflict. Yes, ego can turn small disagreements into major fights. You see, a minor issue like leaving dishes in the sink, for example, women understand this better. It can escalate if one partner refuses to compromise out of pride. For example, when a couple argues for hours over what seems trivial, like where to place furniture, just simply because both we are too proud to give in. Now, what should have been a simple compromise now turned into resentment. Use this tip if you like. Ask yourself first, am I arguing to solve this or just to be right? You see, choosing humility over pride prevents unnecessary conflict and preserves peace in your marriage. Number three thing you must know about ego is that ego also prevents emotional intimacy. Ego, as little as it is or it sounds, prevents emotional intimacy. You see, you need to know this, that emotional intimacy requires vulnerability. But one thing ego does is that ego makes vulnerability feel risky. It makes it appear risky. So when pride dominates, partners hide fears. They hide their struggles, or even they hide their feelings, thereby leaving emotional gaps. For example, I'll give you an example. When a wife feared, sharing her career frustrations because she didn't want to appear to be complaining. And over time, see what happens. Her emotional distance created tension. In the marriage, in the long run, it creates tension. Use this tip, apply this tip. Practice openness. Learn to practice openness. Share your feelings and your struggles honestly. You see, lowering your ego fosters emotional closeness, making your marriage stronger and more resilient. Number four thing you must know about ego is that ego breeds resentment. Ego breeds resentment. You see, refusing to admit mistakes or apologize when you are wrong is ego-driven and it breeds resentment. You see, small unresolved issues can compound, turning into long-term bitterness. For example, one husband refused to apologize, for example, for missing an anniversary or maybe forgetting his wife's birthday. In one way or the other, he insists that he was right. You see, weeks later, this unresolved hurt, you see, no matter how little it might appear, it can create emotional distance between the husband and the wife. Apply this tip. Be willing always, no matter, even if you're a man, be willing to apologize first, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you feel you are right. You see, forgiveness and humility has a way of preventing resentment from ruining your love. Number five thing you must know also about ego, I'm not going to take your time, let's rush it, is that ego stops growth and compromise. Ego stops growth and compromise. You see, marriage, you must learn this, that marriage thrives on growth and compromise. And ego resists both. Pride can prevent learning. Do you know that? Pride can prevent learning. It can prevent adjusting behaviors or even accepting constructive criticisms. For example, a wife that refused marriage counseling because maybe she feels it means or it implies that she was failing. Now, the lack of flexibility stalls progress in resolving deeper issues. You must know this. Now, learn this tip. Ask yourself, am I prioritizing my pride over the health of my marriage? Learn to commit to growth and compromise, and then understanding also in order to strengthen your relationship or your marriage. Number six thing you must know about ego is that ego distorts perception. Ego distorts perception. Ego oftentimes distorts how we perceive our partner's actions. You see, minor mistakes may feel like personal attacks, and compliments can be dismissed just out of defensiveness. An example where a husband feels slighted feels slighted when his wife suggests a different approach to a project, thereby interpreting it as criticism rather than collaboration. He understands that the wife is criticizing him. Manage this tip. Use this tip to manage yourself. Pause before reacting first. Seek to understand your partner's intention first. This prevents misjudgments that is fueled by pride and projects harmony between the two of you. Ask yourself, is she bringing this idea because she wants to be the Lord, she wants to intimidate me, or because she loves both of you? Number 7 thing you must know about ego is that ego blocks forgiveness. And this is part of the worst. Ego blocks forgiveness. You see, forgiveness requires humility, but ego has a way of making, it makes letting go of grudges to feel impossible, thereby holding on to past hurt and then anger, and it creates distance. For example, a wife that keeps bringing up past arguments because her ego wouldn't allow her to let go of the past hurt, thereby preventing both of them from moving forward. If you are such a wife, practice this tip. Learn that forgiveness is strength, not a weakness. Release pride, release your pride to go and let forgiveness take over. Know it that both of you are together in the game. Your husband is not your enemy. Neither yourself is the enemy to your husband. Both of you are one. Point number 8. Number 8, you must know that ego encourages selfishness. If you allow it, it has a way of encouraging selfishness. Ego often prioritizes individual needs over partnership or marriage needs or couples needs. One partner may insist on doing things their own way instead of considering mutual benefit. For example, a husband that always chooses weekend activities. He feels he enjoys it, ignoring his wife's preferences. You see, over time, the wife feels neglected and undervalued. Learn this tip if you are such a man. Practice empathy. Yes, make decisions that honor both of you, both partners' needs. And this has a way of strengthening trust and nurtures a balance in your marriage. Number 9, you must know also that ego hinders conflict resolution. Ego has a way of hindering conflict resolution. You see, ego prevents couples from resolving conflict, not just easily, but constructively. Pride keeps people defensive. Pride keeps people arguing. Pride makes people unwilling to compromise. You must know this. For example, a disagreement about finances can turn into a week-long cold war because neither partners, neither the man, neither the woman wanted to admit their part in the misunderstanding. Everybody will become right. Now, practice this tip if you are such a couple. Approach conflict with a problem-solving mindset or mentality, not pride. Ask yourself, how can we fix this together? Collaboration, you must know, dissolves ego that is built. Dissolves issues that are built by the wall of ego. Number 10, I think the last, is that ego silently ruins love. One of the things, or should I say, silent destroyers or wasters or things that ruin marriage is ego. You see, ultimately, unchecked ego erodes love slowly. It creates distance, it blocks connection, and it allows resentment to foster. It allows it to fester, thereby making togetherness to become very, very difficult. Love becomes very hard in the union. For example, a couple stayed married for years, for example, but their relationship feels like roommates. living together because ego kept on, cropping up, kept on being the major thing in their marriage. Practice this tip if you are such couples. You see, you must know that ego, commit yourself to humility. Open up to communications, forgiveness, practice compromise. Just as a way of making sure your love thrives. Humble yourself. Give consideration to both parties. Don't let everything be only about yourself. Practice empathy. Always put the other person into consideration. Either a husband or a wife, always consider them before you take your decision or you come to conclusion. Now, as I conclude, let me not take your time. Nothing blocks communication like pride. It brings troubles in your marriage. It has a way of distorting perceptions. It hinders forgiveness. You must know this. It encourages selfishness. It brings issues that are difficult to resolve. And recognizing and managing ego, hear this, is very important for happy, thriving marriage. And if you found this video very helpful, please do well to like, subscribe to BlissHills Relationship and Marital Hub, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out in any of our teachings for the week. And also comment below, tell us how ego has affected your marriage and what strategies have you applied or that has worked for you. Remember, don't forget, like I said earlier on, both of you are in the same game together. Don't let ego thrive in your marriage. Quench that fire of ego in your marriage. Don't let selfishness be the order of your marriage. In whatever you do, as the man or as the woman, learn to consider the other party. Nothing ruins marriage, nothing ruins love like ego. Nothing separates couples like ego, pride. It breeds unresolved issues, a situation where couples are having issues, but no one knows what is the issue. No one can identify what the problem is. Even sometimes between the couples, they can hardly point out what is going on between the two of them. They can't point out the issue because ego is what is seated inside of them. Both of them are full of themselves. So no one is ready to bend for the other one to thrive. No one is ready to give in. No one is ready to yield. Everybody becomes right in their own eyes. And in a situation like that, it's difficult to point out what exactly is the problem. But if you can learn this today, you know when this monster called ego is, rising up inside of you. And then you realize it early, you know how to quench it. The Lord bless you. I believe I'm going to see you again in our next video. And until then, continue to build the marriage, the relationship that will thrive. The Lord bless you.